Hello everybody, it's me, Anthony Couch, a guitarist on YouTube, and today I hate the note C. What am I even going on about? Well, you might know if you watch this channel regularly that I love music theory. If you don't, then check out the other videos all about, mostly, music theory. And today I'm going to explain why I really don't like the note C. Really, at the heart of it, we're talking about avoid notes here. So this is this idea that there is no such thing as wrong notes. We play in scales. When you think about key, you know, what key are you in? That suggests that there are notes that are out of key, and that is definitely true. There are notes that are just not even in the key. However, even within the key, you can have some notes that could be referred to as avoid notes, not wrong notes. You can play whatever you want over whatever you want, but these would be called avoid notes. And let's get into a little bit more depth as to what I'm even going on about. Let's say there's a chord progression, and this chord progression is made up of E minor and B minor. Both of those chords, in the context of the track that I've done today, the backing track, is in the key of E minor. And in the key of E minor we've got E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E minor. Nice and easy, only one sharp. And to harmonise, we end up with the chords that we've got today. We've got E, G, B for the E minor chord, and then over at chord 5 we've got B, D, F sharp for B minor. So that's where these chords come from. That is the context of the chords and where I'm coming from. So to start off, I would like you to listen to a guitar improvisation that I did based on those chords playing an E minor scale. And I was making a point of outlining the chords within the playing. More on that later. Hopefully then you could hear with just that bit of noodle in there that I was playing lead, but I wasn't just playing lead. I was aware that I was playing over certain chords. So over the E minor chord I was playing E minor stuff. Over the B minor chord I was playing B minor stuff. Starting and ending some phrases on, you know, in the case of the E chord, E, G or B. I was outlining those. Then when the B minor chord came, I was outlining B, D and F sharp. Not just playing those notes, but I was outlining those notes and making a point of emphasising them sometimes. And I think that is a really important thing to think about with solos and composition and improvisation as well. However, let's have a listen to this second solo where I was making it a bit of an aim to not do that, to play a few more avoid notes. Let's have a listen to how this one sounds. And hopefully you can hear with that one that it doesn't sound as, what's the word, focused. It lacks direction, and I'm landing on some notes that aren't in the chord, and I'm landing on a C, which is horrible, but more on that later. Hopefully you can hear though that the first one just sounded more competent. The second one I was playing, you know, I was in the scale once, I was playing notes of the E minor scale that I'm sure you already know, but there's more to it, isn't there? When there's chords going on underneath, you have to think about what chord you're playing over. You might do this intuitively, you might do this by ear. You might not be aware in your soloing that when you find notes that you really like, and phrases and licks and runs and stuff, you might not be aware that, oh, that sounds so good because it's a D and I'm over the chord of B minor, so it's outlining the third. That might be all intuitive. And even when you know it's there, it becomes intuitive as well. But just always be aware of the chord that you're over and the scale and what notes of the scale would fit at any given time as the chords change. So to practice this then, if you're not that well versed in it, makes perfect sense that you would use arpeggios. Arpeggios, playing chords separately, playing the notes of chords separately. So that is an E minor chord arpeggio. This is a B minor arpeggio. So you would just get used to that sound. Even just doing that, you can hear the difference in the implied chords. Whoops, let's try that again. Can you hear that? I heard a chord change there, even though there's no second guitarist. It makes sense to me that you would then learn the E minor arpeggio here, then an E minor arpeggio there, and there, and there, and there, and then a B minor arpeggio there, and there, and then aim for just playing over the chord progression, whatever your chord progression is. In this case, it's E minor and B minor. And you know, I go on a lot about all this stuff. Let's intentionally get this wrong. What would it sound like if I play B minor arpeggio stuff over the E minor chord, and vice versa? So when you hear the other chord, I'm playing the wrong arpeggio. What does that even sound like? You might disagree, but I think that sounds horrible. I'm not into that. We could explain it away as being all extensions and stuff, but that's for future videos. However, I don't really like that sound too much. It sounds wrong. I wasn't using it correctly. I was using this arpeggio over that chord and that arpeggio over this chord. Didn't work. But if you're still watching this video and you're really wanting to know why I particularly hate the note C, just have a listen to this. This is me. It's going to be very obvious when I play the note C over these two chords. It's written all over my face. So earlier, I was talking about scales and the E minor scale, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. All those notes, they're in this key. However, and that means that the other notes that I didn't say, aren't in this key, and they're going to sound very wrong. They're just going to sound like I don't know what I'm doing. But even within the scale, I've chosen C as an avoid note. You heard it there, that it doesn't fit. Why doesn't it fit? Well, I've got two chords, E minor, which is E, G, B, and B minor, which is B, D, F sharp. C, not only does C not appear in those chords, but listen to an E minor chord, nice, standard E minor chord. And now I'm going to put a C on top of it. Just makes me shudder. It sounds tense. You might want that in your music. You might like it. Go with it. Go with it. Ignore what I'm saying and go with it. But for me, that just wants a nice semitone away from the B, which sounds much stronger. That C just lacks finality. You can, is that a word? Sounds good. By all means play a C in your runs. You know, I played a couple of C's there, but they went by so quick. It was just meant to be a bit of a fun flourish. I didn't land on a C. That's when you come a cropper. Doesn't sound nice. What about over that B minor chord? Well, even more so. Here's a B minor chord. And now here's a B minor chord with a C in the bass. Now, there's an argument there for saying that it's Phrygian. It gives a flattened ninth sound of Phrygian, which it does in its nice context in a piece of music that utilises the B Phrygian mode. However, in this, I didn't. So every time you hear that C, it doesn't. You don't want to land on it. You don't want to make a point of going C. It just sounds off. I hated it. What did you think of it? Have you got any notes that you hate? Let me know in the comments. Why not? Why not? I didn't do a question at the beginning. And if you're mad enough to be still watching at this point, then you might be mad enough to answer this question. So down there, only mad people need apply or reply. What notes do you hate? Let me know down there. I've been Anthony Couch. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. No plectrum. So you're just getting my terrible, terrible finger picking.